Episode 9, The Public Eye: Why Rights Are Important. The eminent jurist Fali Nariman had frequently remarked that we are fortunate to have a Charter of Rights in the Indian Constitution. The right to life, liberty, equality, freedom of expression, association, religion, and the rights against various forms of exploitation. Why is this so? What is it in the discourse of rights that is absent in other constitutional moralities? The short answer is that rights-based morality helps build a free and equal society. How so? The short answer is that rights-based morality helps build a free and equal society. How so? Imagine two tracts of land equal in size, bisected by a fence, one belonging to me, an ordinary man with modest means, and the other to a very rich and powerful man, say a local politician. Over a period of time, I detect that the entire fence is shifted on my side of the land, substantially reducing its size, and correspondingly increasing the size of the politician's land. To reclaim my land, I have two options. Recognizing the asymmetry of power between us, the first is to plead with him to restore the status quo. I request, I urge, I implore, but I dare not challenge him. He is mighty strong, and if he resolves to use up the entire land, nothing can stop him. So I supplicate with folded hands, hoping that out of pity he will give it back to me. The second is to demand that he returns the land to me because I have a right over it. I do not ask him for a favor or prostrate before him. I go to him as an equal with dignity and self-respect and demand what is rightfully mine. Moreover, since my right over the land is justiciable, I may seek the court's intervention in restoring the fence to its original position. So, one of the functions of rights is to underline our moral equality, that no one is intrinsically superior or more powerful than the other. A person's moral worth is the same as that of anyone else's. The discourse of rights is part of an egalitarian ethic, substantially different from the ethics of hierarchical societies. Another way of putting it is this: by representing their viewpoints, rights assist the vulnerable and the powerless. By empowering them, they help overcome their vulnerabilities. And not only the poor and the powerless. We live under conditions where strong emotional ties are sundered, where bonds of affection and loyalty are easily frayed, where conflict is lurking round the corner, where enough power is concentrated in the states, corporations, or communities to render all of us vulnerable. Rights help not only those who experience permanent vulnerability, but also those who are sporadically threatened by it. Rights are protective guarantees when all else fails. They are fallbacks. They come into play when love and affection disappear, for instance from family relations, or become impossible, as in large societies of relative strangers among whom love is inconceivable. Rights have another advantage. They are grounded directly in ordinary interpersonal relations. The idea that human killing is wrong is part of virtually every ethic, God-dependent or not. What then is the difference between someone refusing to kill a person because God commands him not to, and someone who refuses to do so because a person has a right not to be killed? It is this: in the first ethic, we don't kill primarily because of our obligation to God or because we fear his punishment. The moral value of the demands of others is secondary. In the other, we are constrained primarily because of what we owe directly to another person. We tell ourselves that regardless of whether God exists or not, we recognize that to be alive is such a significant interest of all human beings that we have a duty not to deprive them of it. No matter how strongly it is in my interest to kill someone, or even if my God commands me to do so, I will refrain from killing because the other person's need to live puts me directly under an obligation not to kill him. A mother does not have to be told that she needs to feed her child because God commands so. She will respond instantly to the cries of a child. Analogously, humans must respond to each other's rights, to the impersonal demands of each other in formal settings. Once people learn the culture of rights, they understand directly, without any intervention from an external force, what they owe each other. If a child has a right to education, the state must respond to this demand and fulfill it. If a person has the right to express her views, then all others must respond to her demand not to be prevented from doing so. There is an irony in Mr. Nariman's remark. Its undertones betray a lament that currently rights talk seems ineffective and toothless. But rights are important. They give voice to the powerless, address the vulnerabilities of all, help us meet demands we legitimately make on one another, which is why we are grateful to those who bequeath them to us. Thank you.